So I just got done watching The Ones Who Live episode 1, and let me tell you, it was a really good episode. It was a good opener to the series. But first, if you want more of these kind of videos, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. If you like The Walking Dead, you will probably like this content. So make sure you leave a like and maybe give a comment for a suggestion or two. But getting into it, this episode starts off with Rick trying to escape multiple times, I think 4 times to be exact, and it's kind of going, I think, 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, before present time, which is the time that Michonne's out there, looking. She's found new people. I will get into that later because that happened at the end of the episode. But it kind of just starts off where he kind of still, trying to escape and he's being rebellious. But the guy that's trying to recruit him, I think his name's Okafor or something. I can't remember his name. He's really rooting for him, so he's trying to keep him. And at the very start of the episode, Rick cuts his hand off. We all kind of knew it was happening. The arm getting cut off. It was kind of leaked. They kind of showed a bit too much in the trailers of it as well. But I mean, we kind of saw it coming. So they just did it straight off the bat, and he did it for nothing. He cut his hand off to get away, and he got caught straight away. So he cut his hand off for no reason. Um, which shows you how desperate Rick was to escape. Then he eventually kind of came to terms with accepting he can't escape, which kind of happened a bit later in the end of the episode. But he kind of came up with a new plot, which is a friend from inside the CRM. I think he worked in the underground sewers, I believe, helped him give him a map, and that map helped him leave. So he had to do, I think, a few years. I think they said he did a few years. He joined the CRM, he did a few years training, playing by their rules, making him trust him so he can then escape, obviously. And he almost did that, but then there was a little girl there where he was about to throw a grenade, and he got caught by Thorn. And then Thorn told him that they knew everything about him, which they found the letter he made back at the end of season 11 of The Walking Dead, where he wrote a letter to Michonne with the phone scratched out, Michonne and Judith. He found all of that. And so that makes things hard for Rick to leave because they know who Michonne is, because they can just come after Michonne and Judith. Um, so they had a bit of like a confrontation in there. And also they kind of explained the bombings of Atlanta and Los Angeles, which uh was kind of shown in Fear the Walking Dead. Um, but they kind of explained more about the three communities. One of them being Omaha that got destroyed in this episode, and I can't remember if that's the same community that got destroyed in The Walking Dead World Beyond, but that got destroyed. Thorne's trying to make Rick, convince him to be a leader and help them fight this cause, but Rick doesn't give a shit. Rick just wants to go back to his family, Michonne. Rick kind of just like giving up on life. He grabs the shard and he wants to like slit his throat. I think there was also like a suicide prevention thing at the end of the episode because of it, but said if I can't escape, then I'm basically dead. And it seemed like later in the episode, he kind of just decided, you know what, my last past life is done, it's gone. Um, there was no hope, so he just joined. He joined the CRM, like properly joined, not trying to like escape or anything. And I believe he's been there for 5 plus years. I don't know if it's 10 years, I think it's 5 years. And he's just serving the CRM as a good soldier now. And as we saw at the end of the episode, the sergeant guy, whatever his name is, um, he got shot with this explosive and blew up inside the helicopter, and the helicopter comes crashing down. There's a secret person with a katana that's killing them all. She's about to kill Rick, rips off his helmet, and it's Michonne at the end of the episode, and the episode kind of cuts there. Um, so now this is probably going to complicate things for Rick because he's actually join the CRM now, so I don't know if he's gonna. I've seen some trailers and promos that looks like Rick's kind of not wanting to go back with Michonne now because I think he's too far gone into the CRM, but we'll have to see about that next week. Um, but next week's episode does look like it's going to be focused on Michonne's beginnings because these first two episodes seem more like origin. You know, I know they've already had their origins on The Walking Dead, but this is like their origins because we haven't seen either of these characters in years now. Michonne and Rick has left for a while, and they're kind of just catching you up on everything that Rick has been doing up until this point, and next week will be Michonne up until this point. And the end of Michonne's episode next week will probably continue off the encounter where she finds Rick again. And honestly, this episode was really good. The special effects, the cinematography looks really well done. I mean, you compare it to The Walking Dead, it's much better. I mean, I know that this is like one of the most expensive shows ever, like 80 million budget. Nevertheless, really good, great start to the show. Very good pacing of them not rushing the origin. It does make sense that they skipped the time that he's been serving because we know what he's been doing. He's just been serving, being a soldier now. He has a seems like he has a lot of power now within the CRM. So Rick might be pretty high up now in the CRM, considering he's been in there for years now. He's been training, and man, I guess we'll see from there. But this episode gets a thumbs up from me. Out of 10, I'd probably give it a maybe a 7 out of 10. It was very slow paced, but slow paced for a reason because they're kind of catching us up to speed. So yeah, good episode. I love the way it's been shot as well. I love the little cinematic feel, like it's almost like you're watching a movie. I don't know if the next episode is going to be an hour long as well. Maybe the second one might be an hour long too. Um, Hopefully it's not too drawn out if it's an hour long with, filler stuff and whatnot, because it's basically, it can be quite long. Um, but yeah, that's my quick review, my thoughts. I just finished watching it. So yeah, that's The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live episode 1 done. Thanks for watching and see you guys on the next one.